morning, everyone. Welcome to our annual Memorial Day program. Thank you. So I'd like to just talk today a little bit about the flag. Today I'm bringing you a message from someone you all know, respect, and love. This is a message from Old Glory, the flag of the United States, our flag. My name is Old Glory. Some call me the Stars and Stripes, the Star-Spangled Banner, or just the red, white, and blue. I fly majestically at the top of our tallest buildings. I am confident and proud flying over our institutions of learning. I am recognized all over the world. When I am flown with my fellow banners, I stand a little higher, my colors are true, and I bow to no one. I am an emblem of peace, honor, truth, and justice. But the two things I do best are that I symbolize freedom and I stand watch over America. I am loved and respected and saluted in many places. And in many places I am feared. In every war for the last 200 years I have flown, from Valley Forge to Yorktown, from Gettysburg and Shiloh to Appomattox Courthouse. I flew over San Juan Hill. I was in the trenches of France in the Argonne Forest, the Belleau Woods, and on to Versailles. I landed on the beaches of Normandy, at Anzio, Rome, Okinawa, and I was on the battleship Missouri. I flew in Korea from Incheon to Panmunjom. I was at Quezon, Saigon, Baghdad, Fallujah, Ramadi, Mosul, Somalia, Mogadishu, and Bagram. I am still flying in other war-torn places. Everywhere I went, I led the troops. Even when we were dirty, battle-worn, and tired, my troops rallied around me and cheered me and made me proud. I have been torn, burned, and trampled in the countries that I have set free. But that does not hurt because I am invincible. I have been torn, burned, and trampled in my own country. This made me sad, but it made me stronger. I have been a silent witness in all of America's finest hours. But my own finest hours are what made me most proud. When I have been torn into strips and used as bandages for the wounded on the battlefield. And when I am flown at half-staff to honor the fallen. At these times, I was honored and humbled. On this Memorial Day, I would like you all to know that I am honored to be a symbol of freedom because I know the history of our country and the hard-won battles which were fought for our freedom and to keep others and us free. I know all of this firsthand because I was there. So on Memorial Day, I would like to thank all of you and those who are now at rest for your never-ending support. And I thank all of you for your service. Signed with much love, Old Glory. Introduce Commissioner Freeman, who is my office's liaison commissioner, and he is wonderful.
Well, Mary, thank you for that introduction. You guys hear me okay? So, Armed Forces Day, third Saturday in May, and it is for those who currently wear the uniform. Veterans Day, November 11th, is for those that used to wear the uniform. And Memorial Day, the last day of May, is for those who never made it out of uniform. Today is Memorial Day. Please take a moment to remember all the veterans who did not return from serving our country. I would like to acknowledge the following. Master of Ceremonies, LeRae Hunt, President of Douglas County Veterans Forum, Gwendolyn Best, VA Roseburg Healthcare System Director Hull, American Women Veterans of America President Cecilia Manillion, Vietnam Veterans of America Chapter 805 President Bill Duncan, VVA Honor Guard, Chairperson of the Memorial Day Tribute Committee Carol Hunt, my friend Jim Little, and all those participating in the memorial ceremony today, and a special acknowledgement and thanks to all the veterans present today. Thank you for your service to our country. this day, Memorial Day, the day America has set aside to honor those that have died, giving the ultimate sacrifice in our nation's wars. It is fitting that this tribute ceremony take place on these hallowed grounds where the veterans of our country have their final resting place. The soil of the VA grounds has been bought with the blood of our country's veterans. The sanctuary set aside by Congress to be used for the healing of veterans and used as their final resting place. It is an immense honor to have been asked to speak to you today. As Douglas County Commissioner, I feel one of the most important requirements of my position is to seek ways to improve and enhance the lives of living veterans, and also to keep alive the remembrance of those sacrifices of America's heroes for war dead. One way I do this is the Board of County Commissioners is responsible for the Douglas County War Memorial Wall. I walk by this wall every day when I go back and forth to my office at the courthouse. This wall has a listing of 251 Douglas County sons who have died in war since World War I. There are 2 more names since last Memorial Day, and 7 of those Douglas County sons listed are missing in action, or MIA. Their final resting place, known only to God. 2 missing additional names and MIAs were discovered by Mr. Rick Scapidi, Commander of Military Order of the Purple Heart, Chapter 147, who deserves our thanks for his hard work and diligence for keeping this sacred list as accurate as possible. Thank you, Rick. Later this year, there will be a refurbishment of the County War Memorial, which has been Scapidi's project along with Douglas County Veterans Forum and approved by the Board of Commissioners. There are other walls of remembrance around our county. In Myrtle Creek, Canyonville, Sutherland, Clyde, Freedsport, the impressive memorial wall at the Roseburg DFW post, as well as the beautiful traveling wall of the Vietnam Veterans of America, Chapter 805. On the black marble memorial in front of the courthouse are listed the name of 5 law enforcement officers of our county who gave their life in the line of duty. These are also rightly considered heroes of our county and country. I try to attend as many veterans events as possible and do all I can to ensure that Douglas County Veteran Service Officer Mary Newman Keys is fully supported and able to serve our county veterans. A quick hand for Mary, please. A saying in veterans groups and by veterans is, sacrifice without remembrance is meaningless. The walls I have listed are to honor the heroes of our nation and is an effort to encourage us all to remember their sacrifice. I also remember the services that were held on these grounds 4 years ago, honoring 28 unclaimed forgotten Douglas County veterans, placing them in their final resting place. It was a demonstration of the honor that Douglas County holds for our veterans. We leave no one behind. Each of you being here today on purpose, instead of remaining at home or being involved in other activities, have made sure that the sacrifice of the many honored American men and women are remembered, and most importantly, remain meaningful. I know many of you here remember your friends that you served with who have lost their lives each day, not just on special days such as today. May the memory of these honored men and women live on and their sacrifice always be remembered. I also know on this day, many here remembered loved ones who served and did not die in battle, but have since passed away. We remember their service, dedication, and sacrifice as well. I remember the service of my dad and other veterans in my family who have passed. I honor and I'm very proud of them. I remember their life of sacrifice and dedication on this special day. We remember the families and loved ones of veterans on this day, the support and encouragement they gave during their lifetime. Thank you again for asking me to be here today. I am blessed, surrounded by you. I will continue to serve you the best way I can. You are the most patriotic, faithful people in our community. You have come here to remember and to honor America's heroes. It is said that veterans who come home have a sacred duty to remember those who did not. You are carrying out that duty faithfully and honorably. Thank you, and may God bless America. I know you're going to introduce the congresswoman, but I do want to tell you that I had the honor of serving with Representative Hoyle in the Oregon legislature a very long time ago, and I worked with her when she was the labor secretary and commissioner here in the state of Oregon, and now she's our congresswoman from Congress 64, and we are honored to have her here today, and I'm encouraged that she took the time to be here with veterans, and I'm really looking forward to her service in Congress. Welcome.
Thank you. It's truly an honor to be here today. Sorry, I have allergies, so I stepped up. Many of you know I was born at Travis Air Force Base, and when my father came home, we came home, to come as a family, he was not welcome. So for those of you who served in Vietnam, I would like to welcome you home today. To Travis Air is the day that we honor those who made a promise. And Memorial Day is the day we honor those who made that promise real. We honor those who sacrificed their life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness for our greater good. And today I want to share with you something that we do in our family every Memorial Day. My Aunt Christine put together all the letters of her brother, Captain John Hoyle. He was in the British military. Every single letter throughout the war, including the last letter that was sent to the family when he died 4 months before the end of the war. And what's important about reading this every single year for us as we choose a cemetery to go to honor our veterans is to remember that every single war leaves families, those Gold Star families, with one chair at their dinner table that will never be filled, one hole in their heart that will never be filled. And I can promise you that although I'm new to Congress, sending people off to war results in those empty chairs, and I will not take that responsibility lightly, and that should only be done in the case that our sovereignty and our freedom is at risk, and for no other reason. So, we remember the name of these great men and women who gave their lives that ultimate sacrifice, and so that we remember this man, John Edward Hoyle. I will read this letter to you. To be opened in the event of my death or disappearance. Dearest Mummy and Pop, I hope this letter never gets to you. I'm only writing it in case anything happens to me, a contingency which at the moment seems most unlikely. You will not get this unless I have disappeared. So I feel I can say more than in my usual letters. In those, I try not to worry you about talking about the more difficult aspects of life. And I'm afraid I am generally both in letters and when I'm actually with you, rather too trivial. I suppose it's because I've never liked to say too much for fear of provoking one of those emotional crises which always seem to be imminent when we talk too much. But although it has been difficult to say what I feel, I do appreciate all that you are both towards Christine and myself and all that you've done. There was a time when in the ignorance and intolerance of growing up, I belittled you and all you were towards me. And I'm afraid it must have been very difficult for you. There was no excuse for such thoughtlessness except on the grounds of youth, and I'm truly sorry. I do realize now, as never before,